This is a screencast of navigating the course in Canvas. I just wanted to run through everything kind of really quickly. So those of you that are not familiar with kind of how I do things will have just a little bit of a better idea of where to locate everything that you need. So the first section is course documents. And hopefully you do know that if you want these places to appear smaller, you can click the that arrow and it'll drop the menu down. So if you're not using a certain section, you can push that button and it'll pull it up so that it's not so lengthy. But under this section will be all the documents that are applicable to the course as a whole. So I'll put the syllabus here when I'm finished with it. The successful essay checklist is a checklist of the actual rubric that I use to grade your essays. And I'll do a screencast on it and kind of walk you through exactly what I'm grading for so that there are no surprises when you get your essays back. The second thing in this section already is a glossary of literary terms, and I pulled this straight out of the Bedford Anthology. I'll give you a specific list for each unit that we're going to be studying of terms that you are definitely going to see again, that you're going to need to know the definitions for and need to understand so that you can use them in your writing. And then you can use that glossary to kind of locate those definitions and familiarize yourself with them. But that's where that's located. Underneath that section is the due dates. Attachment, I've already sent that out to you via email, but I've put another hard copy here. Remember that those due dates are firm. The only thing that would cause those due dates to change would be a disruption in our schedule, like snow days that pushes classes back or whatever. But for the most part, plan on the due dates to stay exactly the same as they are. If you've already looked at that document, you'll know that all of our assignments are due on Wednesdays. And I will post new content every week, or if it's a unit, it will be on a Sunday when I post new information for you. The link underneath that is actually a link, and it'll prompt you to open it in a new window. It's going to take you to my classroom page that I use at Pleasant Valley. I use it for all of the different classes that I teach, but this one is specifically for you guys, just trying to help you out. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with purchasing a textbook if you are just one of those people that needs a textbook in hand in order to just highlight and read and write, and you feel like that's something that you absolutely need. I'm just trying to kind of save you a little bit of money. The textbook, I think, for this used is like $75 or $76, and a new copy is like $122. And so perhaps this route you'll save a little bit of money, or your parents will save a little bit of money. But each one of these stories is actually directly from the textbook. So the pagination, everything about these stories is exactly the same as it is in the textbook. So that really is going to work well, because you'll still be able to cite the Bedford Anthology because they're coming from the Bedford Anthology, and I'll share that information with you when we get a little closer to time. So all the texts are there for you, for your use. So let me go back here. Okay, so starting into the meat of the content, starting with course intro, this will be when you get your week 1 agenda. This will be where the course begins, and it's a mix of screencasts and files and handouts. So you'll get some of you, would prefer not to hear me walk you through something. And so I've tried to give you multiple ways to receive the content. A lot of times it's easier for me to sit down and just kind of talk through something than it is for me to sit down and try to do a PowerPoint or a Google slideshow of something. So you'll get your agenda, and then the activities are listed in order by the agenda. So day one, you're doing your intro screencast, and it's just going to follow down the flow. So with every screencast, I tried to provide a handout that you could look at or print out. Some of you, you work better with something in front of you, and so these handouts that you'll be able to print out and put them in your notebook. And some of them I would strongly encourage you, and I indicate which ones, if I were you, that I would print if you're able to do that. So you'll work through the activities, and so far I've only put through the end of this week, this upcoming week in. So I didn't want to bombard you with a lot of content, just so that it wouldn't look so overwhelming. But each one I'm ready to release at the end of the week on Sunday. So you'll get your new content at the end of the week. So I'm going to send you the link for week 1 agenda. You'll work through week 1 agenda, and then you can minimize the sections so that they become smaller and you don't have to, see everything that you've done. So when your assignments, and I'm going to actually just leave the student view for just a second. And this is actually my view, and you can see like I have everything prepared for you, but your assignments will pop up at the bottom of each one of your little modules, and they have their own heading, and they'll have the assignment holes for you to turn in your work. And so that's where they'll be in the navigation. They'll be at the bottom of each one of these modules so that you'll be able to access them. So if you have any questions, or you're confused or you can't locate something, feel free to email me or text. And I am looking forward to getting started on Monday.